Excuse me, ma'am. Those shorts are entirely too short. This is not how we represent Heritage High School. You need to go to the front office.
Hi, David.
Oh, hi, David.
How are you?
Welcome to Heritage High School.
Here we have pictured two typical sophomores.
When students wake up in the morning, they have to think about what they're going to wear, how they're going to act, and what they're going to say. When a student enters school, many of their First Amendment rights are violated, such as the freedom of speech, the freedom of self-expression, and the right to petition.
Today we will be analyzing violations of student rights.
The violation of students' rights is not a new issue. In December of 1965, John and Mary Tinker and their friend wore black armbands to school in order to protest against the war in Vietnam. School resource officers told the students to remove their armbands, and when they refused, they were suspended. This is considered a violation of their constitutional rights to freedom of speech or self-expression.
Today we are meeting with Ms. Hines, an administrator at Heritage High School.
I don't think there's a double standard. I think that girls just have a lot more options for what they wear typically than boys. So there are rules in place for boys, but they're not quite as many because they just typically don't have as many options. So I don't think there's a double standard per se. We do dress code boys on occasion for various and sundry things. Well, honestly, no, I don't. I do agree that that is a tough one, especially for folks. If somebody's been here all along, then it's pretty normal to them. But I do feel like kids that transfer in from different schools probably struggle a little bit when they come because we're pretty strict. I wouldn't say strict, but I mean, we're very clear about what our expectations are. And some schools just, that's not they choose not to be. So I think it's hard. Well, I think that relates kind of back to the other one. It's a double standard. I don't think it's directed towards any one gender. I think it's just a general thought about, what's appropriate for school and what's appropriate for the mall or the weekend or whatever for everyone in general. Again, girls seem to have more rules, but I think that's because they have more options in what they're wearing. Most gentlemen aren't wearing skirts, or their fashion styles aren't to have shorter shorts and things like that. So I think it just feels that way because there are more rules for girls, but it's just to address the various opportunities they have. That's a tough one because it would certainly make my life easier. How's that? It would make my life a lot easier. I think it would. I guess it's twofold. It would make my life easier, and it would certainly put a lot more equity into what people felt was fair. We have a lot of different reasons why someone's shirt or skirt or whatever doesn't fit. They have long arms or they have long legs or whatever. And so I think that would probably help mitigate that some. But, it does kind of take the individuality out of being able to dress and get yourself up and be prepared. There's no dress code in the work world or college. So it doesn't seem very practical to do that. My thoughts on the current system. Well, my thoughts on the current system are that they have grown a lot since we first opened. We've actually relaxed a lot of the rules since we first opened. Took a long time for us to get on the leggings bandwagon, but we joined in with some caveats in there, and I think it's pretty doable system.